Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to Advent of Code, day number 21. You all note that I did not, in fact, fully solve day 20. I do intend to go back for it, but I decided I was not going to do two catch-up streams in a row. That was not going to be a good plan for my weekend. So I needed to lie down, because spoons, so I lay down, and I am, as a consequence, much more awake and well-rested and ready to tackle Advent of Code day number 21. I hope that everyone had a good weekend. And if you are doing Advent of Code, I hope that y'all enjoy solving, and I look forward to seeing kind of what other people's solutions look like. So, we are in the home stretch. We literally have day 21, I think 22, 23, 24, and then 25 left. So there are really 4.5 real puzzles left, because day number 25 usually has a check of did you get all of the stars from the previous days, so you automatically pass. That's what is coming up. So I'm not sure what Eric has in store for us, because, it is a weekday, or it is a weeknight. But on the other hand, the difficulty has ramped up significantly over the past couple of days, so we'll see. I definitely have some ideas as to how I want to go back and solve day 20, and I'll do that at some point this week, just not right this instant, because I kind of want to keep with the most current puzzles. So that's kind of what I'm up to, how things are going. And I'll go ahead and quickly grab some water before I go ahead and get started with the puzzle. The other thing that I'm super excited about is I'm moving soon. I will no longer need to be streaming from my freaking kitchen, because that's really annoying. As you saw last night, Ellie and I were contending on the kitchen mutex, which is not a super fun marital time. So having a little more space in my new apartment for next year will really help. Hey, Nine. Hope you're having a good day. Cool. So, I should probably quickly do the thing, shouldn't I? Let's go ahead and take care of that really fast. Okay, and we have a puzzle that we've just unlocked, so let's have a look at it. There's an allergen list. Wait, so I'm building a raft to get to the island. Okay, and I'm getting food for my raft. Ingredient contains these listed allergen. Okay. Which ingredients cannot possibly contain any of the allergens? Right, because we can process of elimination say that this one is neither, wait. So, if we think this one is the fish, no, that one is not the fish. Alright, how many times do any of the ingredients that don't contain allergens? Allergens are not always marked. The ingredient that contains listed allergen will be somewhere in the list. Maybe they forgot to label it. Okay. Let's have a look at what this input looks like. Alright. So we'll do this, and we'll also do the simple. So the simple is going to be this. Alright. So what do we have here? We have... Okay, this is definitely a much easier problem than the previous couple of days, which is good because I kind of do need a little bit of a break. So, let's see. So, we have... Let S, okay. split breeds space. Okay. And then let's see. -1. Yep, that's correct. And then split of that. All right. We'll do it this way. Just for readability's sake. All right. Cool. What data structure am I going to need here? This is a brand new Keychron K1 to answer Tin Thong's question. So I previously had a Rocat keyboard, and I cannot recommend the Rocat keyboards. I had a big rant on this last year. The Rocat keyboards duplicate or eat keystrokes, whereas this one has been pretty buttery smooth. Also, I particularly like the RGB patterns that this keyboard produces. Every time you press a key on it, it will illuminate that key in a new color. It's pretty awesome. Okay. So why does that one not contain an allergen? Oh, each allergen is found in exactly one ingredient. Each ingredient contains 0 or 1 allergen. Okay, that's why that works. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to need a couple of two-way maps. So each food has a mapping from integer to map of string. Okay. Okay. So I suspect this is going to be some kind of relatively straightforward solver, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Oh, whoops. That is a naming space conflict. Okay. So I need to initialize all of these maps because Golang still does freaking not have a automatic initialization of maps. If you try to work on a nil map, you'll run into problems, and like working on a nil slice, which is annoying. Okay. Ingredient foods I ing true contains I a is true. Okay. So now let's just really quickly let's just run this on my input to make sure I correctly parsed. Yep. True facts, there is no circons in there. Hey, Pexley Squid, hope you're doing well. Okay, so we indeed have a problem. So, D21 underscore simple dot input on line 31. Why is that not working? Oh. Yeah. That needs like that. Okay. There we go. So let's check this. The test input has MXM, KFC, SQ, and NH. Yep, and it contains dairy and fish. Yep, second one contains dairy, third one contains soy, fourth one contains fish. Okay. Good. So now we need to find out which ones are explained the most. So we need to reverse the maps. I also find this one of the most tedious parts about writing Go, but it is what it is. Okay. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to look at each food and we want to see whether we can explain some of the allergens away. So, for instance, I could explain away dairy as being attributable to a component that appears in both of the things that contain dairy. Okay. So let's see. So the allergens have a list of which recipes. Okay. So the recipe is going to be foods Arnhem. So now, okay, for each allergen, look for a food that is found in all of the recipes in that allergen. Okay. Hey, Eric. Hope you're doing well. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Awesome. So we're just going to iterate this in one cycle for now, recognizing that eventually we could potentially find more than one food that's present in all of the recipes containing the allergen, but if it's accounted for in some other recipe by itself, then we know to blame only that one. And then after that, we can proceed, I think. So, okay. So... All right. All right. In range ingredients seen. If V equals length of recipes, then this is a candidate for being our allergen. Okay. I hate having to do this for sets, and yet here we are. Candidates for allergen of K is true. All right, I think something like that should do it. So let's run it. 932. Oh, we didn't instantiate these. Grumble, grumble. Might not actually need these, but it's better to have them than not. 28. Oh, I don't know necessarily that those. Okay. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I guess. Okay. And then we need this similar language here. Okay. 963. Oh. All right. Yep, so that makes this reduce pretty nicely, because dairy must be MXM, and that means that fish must be one of MXM or SQJ, so therefore we eliminate this one, and we know it's this one. And then once we've eliminated SQJ, then we know, okay, great. So now we can just basically go through. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about that. All right. All right, so let's see what we have here. And we break it out. And then after that, if once I get this working, then I'll go ahead and print the output format that Eric is expecting. Okay. If length of V is 1, then allergen mapping K k equals v 0. Delete hours. All right, 4. All right, I'm going to change V to ingredients just to make this easier to read. All right. So if the other thing I need to do is delete from ingredients I if it's already been mapped. And it might double delete, and that's fine. Hey, Viwu. You're done already? That was fast. All right. Where do I have this? Oh, oh, I see why this could be a problem. All right. Should do it. Almost there. All right, so that is my complete listing, which looks correct. So having run that, this means that all of my ingredients are now mapped. So now anything that's not a mapped ingredient, we can go back on. Number of times that each ingredient, okay. So now we need to go through and print out of all of my ingredients seen. And ingredients seen so I want to loop through each foods. Yeah. Okay, I really overcomplicated this, but I assume that I might need it in part 2. We'll see. Foods. Oh, and in fact, the thing that I actually want is I want the mapping from food to allergen instead of allergen to food. And okay. All right. If I all right. All right. Run this. Line 79 has an error. Oh. Allergen food to oh, and this one I don't need anymore. That's correct. Rank 751, not bad. Oh. Well, that was easy. Okay. Range them alphabetically by allergen. Okay. Yeah, part 2 is solved for free because I solved it already. Well, that makes that simpler. All right. Contains. Going, I need sort. All right. Hey, DEFCON, thank you for raiding. I appreciate the raid. Long time no see. I haven't gotten a chance to stop by New Jersey in, quite a while since I just moved to Canada. So, how do I use sort? And what does this return? This just runs it natively on the slice, so it does a sort in place. Okay. Range allergens. Okay, what do we have here? So we need to get the dangerous ingredient list. And I'm going to need also strings join at some point. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Allergens. So I need my, okay, crud, I did need my allergen to food mapping as well. allergen food mapping of allergen. Okay. Line 102. Why is... Oh. What is in contains? Oh, I see. Oh dear, what have I done wrong here? Oh, I see. Did I define this somewhere else? Nope, I did not. That's outside of that context. Oh. Oh, no, this was correct to begin with. This was just that. Oh, I see. This is just allergen to food mapping. All right, I think that should do it. So let's just paste this in. And that's correct, rank 614, very nice. Okay, let me clean up my code a little bit because I wound up creating a lot of things I didn't need. Like these inverse things I never wound up using. Pretty sure. Oh, no, I did use inverse contains, but I did not use inverse foods. So we're going to get rid of inverse foods. Did I also use contains? We also can get rid of some of these prints. Okay. Good. Okay, so now this displays something reasonable. Yeah, it's the what, hash map factory singleton song. That one's always a fun one. Where do I ever use contains? I do not ever use contains. I think, okay, let's try running that. Yep, still works. What else can I use? So I do use food to allergen. I do use allergen to food. The index at which the thing happens no longer matters because I'm not called upon to do anything fancy with recipe numbers. I was worried that Eric was going to throw at us having to look up things by recipe numbers. Wait. Oh, but I do in fact use foods index I down here to find the recipe for a given food that has, okay, yep. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and check it in. I actually might go ahead and, since we've got plenty of time to spare, I might go ahead and write up day 20 real fast. But first, let's look at the advent of code. By the way, Eric, what is your reaction to my miracle solve? If you're still watching, Eric. By the way, you can find this code on my GitHub. So if you're interested in seeing any of this, go ahead and look at that. Yeah, my miracle solve from last night. I had the insight last night that the answer to day 20 could be derived by guessing the number of sea monsters, because the roughness you can already figure out based off of just counting the number of hashes without having to rearrange the puzzle or solve the puzzle. You just need to know the number of things inside of the 8x8 inside of each square. So the realization that I had was I guessed that I had 30 sea monsters, and each sea monster was, I think, 15 or 16 characters. So I took the total number of characters in my mosaic, ignoring the fact that I, hadn't rotated anything or done anything like that, and I subtracted 15 times 30, and I typed in the answer, and I got the correct answer on the first submit. I will note, my day 20 is not at all solved, and it is a giant mess that I'm looking forward to deleting. But yeah, I think it'll probably take me a good solid hour or two to solve my day 20 properly. So actually, let's go ahead and toss this over to someone else. Let's see, is Irene's going? Let's throw it over to Irene's. Awesome. I'll see you all tomorrow probably when I tackle Advent of Code Day 20 for doing it correctly.